Hey guys, welcome to video number 2. All right, hopefully you have everything designed. I'm gonna zoom in here a little bit. So what we're gonna do real quick is some detail work. Spruce it up a little bit. Now, you got a couple options. You could use black marker, black Sharpie, brown marker, colored pencil, whatever you need. We kept with the neutral colors, like this right here. And what we're doing is emphasis and movement. So we're gonna use a brighter, different color to create movement. Our eyes are gonna move through this map, through the trail, and the emphasis is gonna be on these colors as opposed to everything else. So what we're gonna do now is just a little bit of detail work to spruce it up a little bit. And what I mean by that is like cross hatching and things. So I'm gonna put some like scales here on him a little bit. Lines, hatching lines, details. You see these little lines I'm doing here. It just gives it a little bit more form. I'm gonna put a little bit more detail into the suckers. A little bit of bend. Okay. The skull here. Some grooves on top of the skull, some shiny. And what it does is, this is just detail. So you can actually stop the video and do that and make these look cool. There's no rules when it comes to this. Okay. Put a little bit of detail here in my palm tree. Make sure it's coming in. My hut here. A little shadow here. Got the water, more dots for the sand. Give him a smiley face because he knows he's about to hopefully get a victim, whoever comes near him. And if you're doing the marker, it's the same way with the brown marker. Like I could come in here, make this dark inside his mouth. Whatever you used for your neutral color, this will take up more area, which is good, but you gotta be careful. The Sharpie I'm using has a fine detail line to it, like a tip, so it helps out. So like here, it's gonna be darker down here, and I'm gonna lighten it up as it goes up here, because this is a crack in the ground. And I can go back over it, make it darker, so I don't lose anything. All right, so now, after you do your detail, like I said, it's up to you. You add as much as you want, make these look really cool. And now gonna get to the fun part. So, if you don't have pastels, which we're gonna use in class, that's fine. You got pastels, colored pencils. I'm gonna use a little bit of, I'm gonna go red here. So if you got some colored pencils, and you're gonna need a white one of that, crayons, whatever you got at your disposal, you're fine. We just need it to stand out. So I'm gonna show you with the pastel since it's on the film. Now, everybody says red, it's fine. The cliche is red, X marks the spot, they use the red. I'm gonna use blue just to be different and show you. All right, first things first. I'm gonna color inside my rectangles. Markers I wouldn't use as much because they won't blend in, they won't keep bright on this neutral brown paper that you grabbed. And if some of you use the darker brown, that's fine too. That's perfect. It'll make this come out more. But yeah, the markers won't adapt well So I wouldn't use markers. Like if you use yellow on this, it's just gonna be like a darker tan. Blue is just gonna go darker and neutral, so it won't get the effect we need. That's what I say, colored pencils, crayons, and pastels are the best. So I'm gonna color. This. Now, if you're using pastels, stop. And I'll tell you why in a second. If you're using colored pencils or crayons, you keep going. I'll tell you why in a second. All right, then, pastel people, if you're out there, just keep watching, but stop. Everybody else, keep going. Now, take your colored pencil or your crayon or whatnot and outline every little brick. I know this is tedious. It's not hard, just take some time. Don't rush like I'm doing. An outline. And white is neutral, but man, does it pop off these darker neutral colors and the bright color you chose. And you see how it's starting to stand out. Emphasis catches our attention. And we, as artists, we want them to pay attention to this. And this is the perfect idea or project to reflect that. Okay? Now, perfect. But we're not done yet. Okay? So, non-pastel people, you're good to go. Pastel people, you just wait. Now you're gonna get back with us. What you're gonna do, you see your project here? Now we're starting over. It's done, it's over. No, I'm kidding. What you're gonna do, that always gets kids in class, they're like, what did you do? Now, here's, unravel it easily. Don't try to just rip it, it's gonna rip. So take your time, unravel. Now, pastel people, if there are some of you out there, now's the time to go in, use your color to color your trail and your X, and then outline it white. The reason you guys wait for pastels, you see how it's like blending here? I didn't want that, but that's okay for me here. Colored pencil, crayon, you guys are fine. It won't smear, okay? But pastel people, this is why you wait to do this now. When it's after you're done wrinkling, go back, color, and outline. So, now it's the fun part. You're gonna go to the edges. On the long edge, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Little rips. On the smaller sides, 1, 2, 3. And what I do is just take my hand. I'll zoom in here. One goes this way, one goes that way. So just easy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. All right, now be careful where you poke holes. Now you gotta be careful. Do not be reckless with this, but what I do sometimes, I'll take a pencil edge, hold it tight, and pick an area where there's no drawing, and I'll poke a hole through. Okay, I'm not gonna do too many. Maybe 2 or 3. Just to give it some authenticity here. And I might tear off an edge. Just to make it look old and weathered. Okay, I go on the back and I'm gonna tear some of it off. Just a way there's a good hole. Remember, throw away your trash when you're done. All right, let's flip this bad boy over. And voila, look at that. Looking good. All right, so I know that was only 2 videos. Tune in next week. I got a video 3, which you see a cool little trick, okay? Not just a trick, but I'm gonna have you do something else with this on a different sheet of paper, but I'm gonna have you, okay? All right, so have a great week. Have fun with this, okay? Remember, if you're doing pastels, color last after you ball it up and put the holes. Colored pencils and crayons, you're good to go, okay? So as you see, this leads our eyes and moves our eyes through this picture all the way to the X. Now, we still are gonna view the cool stuff, the octopus, the shark, and all that, but we wanted that part to stand out like a real treasure map. And here's another one right here. Here's an old one. I don't like this one as much, but you get the point, and it looks really cool. Like, even I'm looking through the viewfinder here. Wow. So, all right, guys, have fun, and I will see you next week. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye-bye.